You're good. You're good. I mean, it's finally nice to get on a call and talk. You know, we've DM'd back and forth like over like several months now. But
Yeah.
as you've seen recently, I've been posting more political content because I don't like I've all my content's always been fucking super edgy, but it's never been like political, you know. So
Well,
recently I
I feel
started
like
making.
anytime you get in, I feel like anytime you get into edgy content, like I was never political. I just started recently getting political as well because I
Yeah.
think like the people, the followers, they start to ask you questions and you're like, you know what? Let me just give you the answers instead of like just staying within the niche. Let me just, dabble a little bit. I've been dabbling here and there. I try to stay within the niche, but I dabble, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I've always had insanely controversial posts as well. Like ever since I started, I wanted to just like do what you're not supposed to do. And
Right.
now that I've been doing that, I see that people are kind of doing exactly what I was doing now. It's like I kind of influenced a lot of people. They're posting videos of playing the drums to people just spamming slurs, and it's just like, who'd you get that from? So like, who did you get that from?
No, that's
But
no,
yeah,
that's dope, man.
it's
That's
super
dope.
dope. I'm glad to see it, but I kind of hated not really having like more serious sit down videos and more serious political takes other than just like edgy content. I think
Right.
majority of my audience can consider themselves right or wing because it's usually what they talk to me about is like right wing
Hmm.
type of
Right. Right.
rhetoric. But obviously there's still a good portion. They're not the majority, but
Spell monkey?
sorry. How did that
No, that's
even
okay.
how did that come through? Thank you for whoever
What?
donated. I'm sorry. I don't know. How did that even come through? I thought I disabled that. Thank you for the donation,
Somebody.
Crusader, by the way. He just said spell monkey. It's some meme, some inside joke. But yeah, I know I'm kind of just like rambling at this point, but yeah, I want to start making more content like that. I want to start making more meaningful content instead of just like, yeah, drums are cool, brain rot's cool, but I like to have content that has more substance, even if it gets me stabbed, punched, shot, even murdered. I think it's worth it.
Yeah. What's a man without a belief that he's willing to die for?
Yeah,
Honestly.
I agree with that. I know your content is more centered around like the like red pill like manos, not like manosphere, but like the women type content, right?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Also, you didn't even
uh,
introduce yourself, so I actually want to let you introduce yourself if you like.
well, yeah, man. So I'm Black Spider Guy Advice. I've been doing this for about 8 fucking years, man. I started doing this because of the Kill All Man movement that started around like 2018, 2017. I started seeing women basically just get off on the idea that men were killing themselves, suicide and stuff. And it really pissed me the fuck off. There was
Yeah,
a,
that
a
shit was
14 year
annoying.
old. Oh yeah, there was a 14-year-old boy in the United Kingdom that was falsely accused of rape, and he got arrested in front of his friends. And when the girls said that he didn't do it, they let him out, but he ended up killing himself. And the girls in the comment section on TikTok were like, "Another one bites the dust. Let's get more men to do it." And I was like, "What the fuck is this?" So I kind of wanted to make a hero that stood for logic. I try to stand for logic. People say, "Oh, are you this? Are you that?" I just stand for logic, man. I'm not really religious. I'm not really this and that. I believe in things being, you know, logic based. And if it's not logic based, then I kind of want to just fucking destroy it because
Hmm.
our society is full of nonsensical BS, and people are just going along with it, and it's destroying our society. So
Yeah, I agree. I agree that Western society is very degenerate. I like seeing that the youth is becoming, specifically young men, are becoming way more based. I love seeing that. I think a majority of my audience would also agree, and our majority of my audience are proof, right? So I
no,
love seeing
100%.
that.
100%. I see it on my side as well. I always tell people all the time, like if there wasn't a desire for this type of content, it would not grow, right? So obviously there's an issue going on in society that mainstream media isn't talking about. So it's the underground's job to bring it to light. And it makes me happy to see it. It's not just happening in America, it's happening all over the world actually. Men are just fed up with this BS,
Mm.
you know.
Yeah,
It's
men are
very
super
very
fed
nice.
up. They've checked out of the dating market, which is
Yeah.
I'm sure that's something we can agree on. They've checked out of the dating market. They don't feel like it's worth it to participate anymore. And I mean, I would have to literally agree because, you know, I'd say like majority of my experiences have been negative with women.
So I've had a couple of good here and there, but I mean, for the most part, unfortunately, it has been negative. Most of it is just, what can you give me? What can I receive from you? And it's like,
Mm.
why is it always wrapped around what you can take from me? Why is it not wrapped around the idea of reciprocity? You know, that's what it used to be. You know, you do your job, I do mine, and together we work as a team. Now it's just, well, get a man for whatever you can, and it's like there's a lot of dudes out there, unfortunately, that are actually doing that, and they think that's what love is, and it's very fucking sad to see because they're just being drained.
Yeah. They're being drained. Their balls are being fucking drained. Their money's being drained. Their pockets are being drained, bro. Everything,
Pretty
man.
much.
All their energy
Well,
is
maybe
being
not the
drained.
balls being drained, because men that get married on average have like have sex. They have less sex than their single counterparts on average. So
Yeah, that's a little sad. A sexless
yeah,
marriage
that
doesn't
is
sound appealing
fucking
to me.
insane. That stat is fucking insane. I was like, what? Single when you're married, you get less sex than your single count. Fuck, what the fuck is that? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of sad to see, and I feel like it's a form of abuse, like withholding sex from your partner. And I see mainly women doing this, right? Because men are very
Oh yeah,
pleasure driven. Men are super pleasure driven, you know. So it's very
they
easy
know
to
they know
manipulate
that's
a
what
man
we
with that.
want. They know that's what we want, and they use it against us. You know, do this or no more sex. It's like they kind of try to treat you like a child. And I tell dudes all the time, once you get into that level of she's talking to you like a mother, and you're the child, she doesn't respect you anymore. That relationship is done. You know, once the respect is taken away, and she's talking to you like you're a child that just does what she needs you to do, it's over. It's over.
Yeah, it is
Unless you do some
over.
drastic change.
Hmm. And I see a lot of people's relationships. I kind of like to compare people's relationships like this. Are you her dad or is she your mom? That's like kind of what I see.
Yeah.
Like they, you know, are you the one that walks up to the fucking the the host at the restaurant and like tells like and leads, or are you the one that's like, and your girlfriend does that, right? You know,
Mhm.
mom son relationship. Are you in that, or are you in like a daughter father daughter kind of thing?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, I tell dudes all the time, you know, it doesn't matter how big your muscles are. You know, you could have $1 million in the bank, but if you're a weak bitch, you're weak. You're just a weak bitch. Like it's again. Like I've met dudes who are like, yeah, man, I go to the gym, I bench press, and I'm like, yeah, but your woman is in control of everything, and you can't do anything you at all. So it's like you're giving me all you're giving off this bravado of I'm a man, but then your personality is garbage. So it's unfortunate, man.
Yeah, and you know, they try to be so macho, right? Like like a macho kind of guy, but when it comes to, you know, their relationship, they act more like the woman. You know, they're
Yeah,
like, you know, they're very buff
pretty
and all
much.
that. You know,
Pretty much, pretty much. It's almost like a front. It's like a front. Yeah, I work out. Yeah, I'm an alpha. It's like no, no. You can't. You can fake confidence for a while, but if someone genuinely has confidence and they meet someone that has fake confidence, you can tell. It's very easy to tell.
yeah, and I would totally agree. And women can sniff that out. Like they can easily sniff that out. They can
Oh
tell if
hell,
you're faking it, right?
oh
They,
hell yeah. You can tell. You can tell by the guys that end up on like child support, and they're like, I didn't see it coming, and it's like, bro, like it. Look at the woman you're with right now. Yeah, she aesthetically looks very nice, but you could tell from a mile away she was ready to drain your pockets, bro. But you're so
yeah,
focused on fucking that you can't control yourself, and unfortunately you just became a weak man, and now you're being manipulated. Congratulations.
yeah, they put dick over brains. That's what I like to call it. They put the dick over
Hmm.
the brain. They're like, she's like everything about her is wrong, but she's bad though.
I
Really, is
hate
she
that shit.
really that bad, bro? Is it really worth it
I
for
hate
all
that
that
shit so
baggage? I hate that shit so much too. It's like, but
I
she's
hate
so
that shit.
bad though.
It's so fucking bad. It's like, yeah, but she's about to shoot you in the head. Yeah, but she's so hot though. It's like,
Yeah,
what? It's like
yeah,
you're
she,
about to assassinate your entire fucking life. Yeah, man, but she gave me that look though.
yeah. It's a little sad to see. They're like, yeah, my girlfriend like pulled a fucking knife out on me, or not. This is just like a random example I thought of,
Yeah, yeah,
but like it's like, but she's so hot though. But she's like, you know, I can deal with the certain level of crazy, but like when you're calling my phone and you're talking about murdering other women, I'm just like,
yeah.
okay, hold on, hold the fuck on, like that.
Mhm. And if you
Yeah,
don't agree with that, they're gonna look at you like you're crazy. You're not willing to agree with my crazy escapades? It's like, no, man, you're fucking insane.
Yeah, I literally had that experience happen. Met a girl from Tinder, and yeah, she met a girl from Tinder, and she calls me. First thing she says, "I'm gonna fucking murder your ex-girlfriend. I'm gonna literally murder her. I swear to God, I will literally murder her." I'm just like,
That's insane,
I was like,
bro.
what the fuck? I never talked to her again after that. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's just a
Thank
red
God she
flag.
didn't like blow up my phone. Oh my God! Like
Mhm.
I just let it go. I didn't say anything to her. I just hung up the call and I was just like, oh.
Yeah, smart move, man. Not a lot of guys would be able to do that shit, you know. So peeps to you, man, because most dudes would be either like dick or pussy whipped, or their dick's so fucking hard they can't think of anything other than she could kill me, but you know let's get these balls drained, and it's like, bro, like just what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, it is like, what the fuck are you doing? I mean, after you know, this is gonna be one of my more incel takes. After experience like what it's like to have sex and stuff like that, I just don't feel like it's that worth it. Like just for like pre
For the
like
amount of money that men invest in it, no, it's not worth that much.
I just and I just never thought it was worth it because I was told it was like, you know, you think it's like gonna be so good, so great, then you do it, and it's like it wasn't really worth that. Like it was kind of like,
Right, you're getting a dopamine hit. I mean, mind you, like sex is great and all that, but the amount of money you mean to tell me I got to give you half of my fortune for this? It's like when I could easily get it from like I don't know a massage parlor for $20. Like it, it's an action that feels great, and because it feels great, people put it to this high level, but it really isn't. And to govern your entire life, I'll tell you a story actually. I had a follower, 50 years old. This is 3 years ago. Dude was like old enough to be like my dad. And he's like, BSG, can I talk to you for a minute? I'm like, what? He's like, bro, you just woke me up. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, bro, I've been chasing pussy my entire life. He's like, I have no kids. I'm not married. I've never had a girlfriend. All I've ever done is work, do overtime. He made overtime money to spend it in a strip club or get a hoe, get an escort. And he said, all I've ever done is that until I'm like from when he was 20 years old to 50. And he's like, when he was talking to me about money and like how like I don't spend all that money for what he's been spending hundreds of dollars for. He's like, oh shit, I'm giving girls money for something that I could have got for free. I could have been investing this money. I could have had a way better life. But all I've ever done is chase pussy, and as a result, I'm broke all the time. I live in an apartment by myself. And he's like, honestly, I'm out of shape and I'm spending money on strippers. And I was like, bro, that sounds like a horrible life. What are you
yeah.
doing?
I think that sounds like a horrible life. If you're spending money on strippers, then there's something seriously wrong with your life. And you're 100% going down the wrong path. You're
Yeah.
spending money on strippers, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
definitely not making the right
unfortunate, dude.
decision.
When you chase when all you do is focus on women all the time, you're gonna have very little money and very little space in your head for anything other than what can I do to get a woman to like me? And a lot of those dudes are really fucking annoying people. Man, they're just so fucking annoying because they'll range from like they'll be disgusting dudes to like actually professional dudes, but because they have money and they're able to get escorts, they think they're above you, and it's like, bro, like you're spending money for something I get for free. I don't see anything amazing about that. So
Yeah, I agree with you there. There's something I did want to ask you because one of my chatters asked me last night. He said, "Is eating pussy gay?" And I'm actually curious what like your stance on it is. Do you think it's gay? Do you do it?
nah, I don't think so. My thing is this, man. I'm into like BDSM and shit like that, and I've
Based.
learned that when you can make a girl fucking have an orgasm, and you can make her nut and like have that moment, like that moment is gonna stay with her forever. I like
Mm,
I like knowing that in the back of my head, because most girls don't have orgasms in general. So I like the idea of knowing that in the back of your head, you will always know that I was that guy that did that.
mm,
Now I don't get on my knees and shit. I don't do any of that shit. But I'm the type of dude I'll pick you up in the air and do it. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
I'm not gonna get on my knees and do it. I'm gonna pick your ass up and I'm gonna do it that way. But I don't think it's gay. No, making your girlfriend have an orgasm isn't gay.
I would say if you're like on your knees and shit, that's like pretty submissive. I personally don't eat out girls. I don't like doing it. I don't find it enjoyable. this is gonna sound so
I mean,
messed up,
it's not
but
for everybody, you know. It's not for everybody.
yeah, it's not.
And I totally get it. Like I'm not like, oh, you're not a man if you don't do it. I'm not one of those guys, but I do it a certain way to where it's not submissive. You know what I mean? Like I pick her up and shit. I'm doing it in the air and shit. I don't, when you're doing it that way, it doesn't feel submissive at all. It feels more like a power move. But if you're like on your knees and shit, yeah, that's different. I think that's different. And honestly, I wait at least a year before I do that because you don't know where somebody's been. You know?
Exactly, bro. Like that's also one of the reasons. The reason why I don't do it mainly is just because I just don't like it. And like number two, you want me to put my mouth on that, and like there's probably been other men up inside you. It's just like I don't.
No, yeah, I get you on that. That's why I wait a year.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you wait a year. And
Yeah, I wait a year.
I don't know about you, but I'm pretty selfish when it comes to sex. I prioritize my orgasm over her orgasm. Like I don't give a fuck if she has an orgasm or not. Like I'm sure you're probably different.
Well, no. I mean, it depends. It depends on what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
If I'm in my BDSM mode and I'm tying this bitch up and shit, and I'm spanking her ass and stuff like that, you know, like that's different because I'm not really focusing on myself. I'm focusing on utilizing her body to give her this feeling and create this environment. Now, if I'm just like, you know, angry and I'm just digging her down from the back, you know, doggy style or some shit like that, then that's different, right? That's different. So it depends on what's going on. It depends on what I'm trying to achieve in that moment.
Yeah, because I'm a oral guy. Is like fucking. I like being the starfish and just like laying back and then just getting head. So yeah, that's what I like to do. So I just
I mean,
yeah.
it also depends on the girl you have too. But you know, hey, nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah, I was just
Every man.
curious what you thought about that because yeah, people like look at me like they're like you don't care for girl orgasms. I'm like not really.
My thing
Like,
is this:
not really.
my thing is if you have a girl and she gets off on you getting off like that, hey, more power to you. You know.
Yeah, I mean I don't.
I personally like getting my girl off. That's just me, though. You know, I'm not everybody, so.
Yeah, I mean I remember I covered this video days ago. It was like this like vocalist for some band, like he got into some hot water. He like there was like allegations of him like I'll just say grape for like you know, so not, the clips don't get taken down. He got accused of grape allegedly. And the girl mentioned that he didn't have like a CNC agreement with her, and I'm into CNC. I fuck with that shit.
Hell yeah!
I'm into that shit. So
yeah,
I think it's very important, like just to protect yourself, is you make it very clear into that, just so you don't have shit like that happen to you, right?
I tell every dude that does CNC like how I do it, man. I do a whole like little agreement in the phone, and then when they come into the room, I'm like, yo, I need you to film. I do a little like a clip. Hey, do you consent to this? And she's like, yes. And I make sure like
Damn.
I break down everything that I'm gonna do. I'm very bro. When I used to be really into it, because I was on FetLife, bro. I was really into that shit, and I had to make sure I had video clips of consent with people saying I agree. So I made sure, bro.
Yeah, like I feel like being like say you want to have sex with me is like kind of like it's a little corny, but I get why you would have to do that. Like it's because like even having sex with a drunk girl, even if she consents, she can't like legally. So like she can't. So so it's good to protect yourself, and that's why I make it very clear. I'm like I'm getting that shit whenever I want. If you're not cool with that, then door's right there, right? So and I never had to really anyone complain. So.
Yeah, man, just as long as you make it known what you're about, what you do, and they accept it, should be okay. And if at any moment, I tell girls all the time, at any moment that you don't feel like this is what you want to do, then the door's right there. I don't have time for that.
Yeah, if you're not cool with the like guidelines I set, then yeah, door's right there. I'm not gonna beg you to stay. I'm not gonna argue with you. It's just is what it is. I'll find someone else.
Yeah, 100%. Hundo.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Maybe we can talk about more of the stuff we disagree with when it comes to our political compasses and things like that next, or
all right, yeah, let's go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead with that.
Okay.
What exactly would you like to talk about when it comes to politics or race or whatever it may be?
Yeah, so let me pull this up. So I took a hate test today. It was like yeah, let me pull up the screenshot real quick. Give me
hate test.
Okay. Yeah, it's called like a hate test. It shows you like so let me just read it off to you. So, first line, pro-white, pro-black. I got 68% white bias. Anti-Semitic, philo-Semitic. I got 84% anti-Semitic. Patriarchal, matriarchal. I got 92% incel. Xenophobic, xenomaniac. I got 80% ethnic nationalist. Hetero supremacist. I got 87%, 87.1% hetero supremacist. 79.4% transphobic. 82.3 very pedophobic. Neutral on the animal rights scale. When it comes to law and order, punishment, balanced on the ableist and disableist scale, stubborn on the discriminatory and tolerant scale, furry hater on the furry scale, got the traditional masculine on the femboy scale, tomboy aside, so I got 89% tomboy phobic, 69% self-loving, confident, and then neutral on the weeaboo stuff. So yeah, that's kind of when it comes to those social issues, that's kind of where I'd say I stand. But I don't like that it gives you the labels like hater, because like, you know, the questions were like, should people like dress up a certain way in public? And I'm thinking like, no, like we should have like decency laws, you know, we should,
Right.
you know, that's what I was thinking.
I think in a society that's all about doing whatever you want, anything that would create some form of like traditional norm is going to be deemed hateful, just no matter what you do. You know, you know, people even on my end, when I talk about certain things, they're like, "Yo, BSG, that's a bit serious, aren't you?" I'm like, "But bro, let me ask you a question. Do you want a world that's like based, civil, and things are working correctly, or do you want just a fucking free for all?" And if you want a free for all, then what we're currently doing is what's going to lead to more of a free for all, less control and more chaos.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, if you want order, you have to have order, and order comes from rules and law, and people following those rules and law, and that also encompasses social behaviors. And if you don't reel some of those social behaviors in, you're going to create a situation where your civilization is going to fall the fuck apart.
Yeah.
So you know, look at what feminism is doing, for example.
Mm-hmm.
It completely fucked over the natural order of things, and now everybody's confused or doesn't know what the fuck they need to do. And it's like, well, yeah, that's what happens when you fucked up the natural order and you create a social construct like equality that can only be enforced by law. And you use this social construct, which is just shit that's only upheld through law, and you try to pretend as if everything is the same, and it's not.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so and it's unfortunate that people don't understand this. You know, they're raised with the idea that everything has to be orderly, or everything has to be accepted, everything has to be this and that. And it's like you can't live in a society like that, because if everything's
Yeah, I
accepted,
agree.
then you're gonna get to a point where, well, I should just be able to go to your house and sleep in your yard then, right? I should be able to go into your house, eat your food because I'm homeless,
Mm-hmm.
and we should all help the homeless. So I should be able to sleep in your yard and use your water and food because I'm a homeless person, and everybody should want to help the homeless. How far are we going to go? You know,
Yeah.
how like what is the line? And there seems to be a push to keep pushing the line.
Yeah, that kind of reminded me is I'm heavily against mass migration. I think it's not great for our civilization to import third worlders, to be very blunt. But when I see a lot of people who are pro migration protests for migrant rights, and not migrant rights necessarily, but for more migration, the second you ask them, you're like, would you actually house one of these migrants? They always say no. They always say no, and I find that very weird. I'm like, okay, but you want more of them, but you don't want to house them, and you don't want to be around them really. Like, I just, you know.
It well, a lot of people these days say they believe in a lot of things just because it's what everybody else believes. You know, I've had debates with people all over the internet, and I've learned like even feminists, if you debate them long enough, they don't even really believe in what they believe in. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, as far as, you know, the mass migration thing is concerned, I think there definitely needs to be a balance. I think that if you want to come into America, come into any country, honestly. You know, I love going to Asia, but I have to follow certain prerequisites in order for me to get into a country.
Yes.
I think that should be just that's just basic. I don't think that breaking the law should be rewarded. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's bad. And just like I would get kicked out of Japan if I stayed too long. I mean, that makes sense for that to also happen in America. it's not a race thing. It's more so just laws, right?
I
Just
would say it's a
you're not,
race thing.
you think it's a race? You think it's a race thing?
Yeah, because it's so controversial, but like typically the people you see that come here who are committing like for example in the UK who are committing like mass rapes, typically brown people, right? It's
Mm,
there's usually like a certain race of people, and if you look in Europe, certain countries that have some of the lowest rape rates are the most ethnically white or ethnically just their people, like the Balkan states and Poland, for example, things like that. So I do feel like it
I've
is
been
a race
seeing,
issue.
I've been seeing what's been going on in the United Kingdom, and I will agree, it is horrible what's happening over there.
Yeah.
As a mixed person myself, it is hard to say, but it is unfortunate the stats don't lie that, when you do increase certain cultures within an area and cultures that believe in certain things, they're going to do those things. And unfortunately, a lot of those things are crime like.
Hmm.
People hearing that will be like, BHG. It's like, no, no, the stat, you can't argue with numbers, right?
Yeah.
You really, and I'm a type of dude where I'm the kind of black man where it's like, if the numbers are saying something, we have to address it. We can't pretend
It's like an
because we
elephant in
want
the
to
room,
protect our right.
Yeah.
And so, I'm all about following the laws. And I think what it is, when you go to a country, if you choose to be in that country, I think you should be conscripted to believe in the things that that country is about. And if not, if you can't conform to those beliefs, then it's not going to be a good fit.
Yes.
It just isn't. Unfortunately, what we have been seeing in the United Kingdom is a big surplus of individuals of particular faith or belief coming in mass, taking over a town, changing the laws of that town, and it negatively impacting the people that were there
Hmm.
already. Now,
Yes.
some people will say, well, the land was stolen or what have you. My thing is with that, at the end of the day, conquered land is conquered land. You can debate that all you want, but they won, they won.
Yeah.
So I think that, for the most part, different cultures, especially a large amount of people with a particular culture moving in, that is going to create problems. That's obvious.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, we have seen an increase in rape crimes against young women in the United Kingdom. I just unfortunately hate to see that it's people that are of my skin tone. It's hard to see.
Yeah, and I
It just is.
totally, I totally get that. And what was I just gonna make the point? Okay, yeah. So my thing is, I don't think that America should be a white ethno state. I'm not advocating for like an ethno state. And,
Okay.
because America's always had a minority of people. There's always been a minority of different groups of people. So,
Right.
but I don't think it should be what it's like right now. America's only 55% white. I think it should be more white. I think there should be more white
You
people.
think America should be so let's talk about that because I like the debating and such.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you feel America should be more white? Now, I'm a black guy, but I'm also
Mm-hmm.
mixed. I have both cultures in my bloodline. I
Yeah.
have both. So from my perspective, I think that there should be both white, both black, maybe, Hispanic, a good mix or blend. I think that's what America is, a melting pot. Why would you say that it needs to be more white? Like
Well,
give me a what would you like why?
the whole melting pot thing was not even started by our founding fathers. It was started by a Jew named Israel. He was a Jewish British playwright. He coined this term and popularized it. And the idea of what an American was typically before 1950, 1960, like not mass migration, but this is when we started to open up our borders typically, was a European. And, that's just kind of what it is. Yes, we've had a minority of people, and I'm not saying we should just kick out everyone because they're this race. You
Okay.
find what I'm saying? I'm saying that the idea of an American was a European person. When most people close their eyes, when they think of an American, it's some like fat white dude in like a jersey, some like fat cracker in a jersey. He's probably got like a burger and a Bud Light. Things like that.
So you don't think that, as time goes on, countries change and evolve, cultures grow and change and evolve. You don't think that, the idea of obviously that what America was in the past can't evolve into something else. It should just stay the way of the 1950s and 1940s and just be mainly European? You don't think that it should have some kind of adaptation to the changes of today?
Um, I would only advocate for that if we saw the most of the immigrants coming into our country were like benefiting it. And what we're seeing really is most immigrants who do come into our country don't really benefit it that well. So, for
Mhm.
example, like H-1B visas, worker visas, they're clearly taking jobs from Americans. That's not really benefiting the American people. I'm for putting the people over profit. And these companies are putting profits over people by hiring migrant workers who are going to work for cheaper. And I don't feel like it's benefiting the people. And what is a
Now,
nation?
let me ask
People.
you about the H-1 visas. Those visas are given to people of a certain level of skill or intellect. I don't know much about it. Am I right or am I wrong about that? What are the jobs that those visas are mainly trying to import for?
It's usually given to like Indian tech workers, I'd say.
Right. So would you say that and I'm not trying to shit on my country here, but
No, you're
would you
good.
say that America's intelligence level or schooling level is equatable to that of other countries when it comes to the tech fields?
Um,
Because my thing is this, like, I understand where you're coming from as far as it taking away jobs from Americans,
yeah.
but also I don't think that America's, and logic level or our intellectual understanding of technology is high in comparison to what's going on in Asia. And so companies are more incentivized to get people from those countries because those people go through harder testing, and their grade levels are just, sorry, they're not, I'm forgetting the word to use here, but
You're
their
good.
level of intellect is a little bit better when it comes to these fields. That's why they import them.
Mhm.
Um, wouldn't you say, well then that merits that being an okay thing?
Um, if there's an issue in our school system, I feel like it should be addressed. But I know tons of people who get computer science degrees who are American and stuff, and they have trouble
Mhm,
finding jobs, right? So,
mhm,
yeah, maybe they go through harder tests in these countries, and maybe they are more. Let's just say they're more qualified. We still should try to prioritize American people. We still should
mhm,
try to prioritize Americans to get jobs because it's actually affecting my own family. One of my siblings went to college for computer science for 5 years. 5 years,
mhm,
studied his ass off.
mhm,
Had such a difficult time to find a good paying job. It was so difficult for him. And why is this?
mhm.
Typically, tech companies are outsourcing their work to Indians into India. So
Well, I will agree with you on, America in general should be trying to support the citizens that live within it and pay the taxes for what's going on. I 100% agree that that's what should be focused upon. My only issue was just, if the logic level of certain Americans isn't high enough, then I can see why they would want to import certain people from other places where they're maybe tested a little higher. But I do also concede that there should be a focus on getting people in America in general
mhm.
to have a similar, if not higher level of intellect when it comes to tech positions and other, because you really do want America to be better when it comes to schooling, and you want the younger generation to have some kind of desire to reach those levels as well. So you do need people in America to showcase that they can do it too. So I understand that.
Yeah, that's just kind of where um coming from on the whole H1B thing and all that. But
Yeah.
today Valve just announced their new headset for a standalone VR headset. And
Okay.
the difference between someone like Meta and someone like Valve is what Meta typically likes to outsource to workers, but it seems like their products are worse. Their VR products are worse. They're way more uncomfortable. They're way less luxury. They have way less
Hmm.
features. They have way less detail into them. When it comes to Valve, they typically do hire white people, right? It seems like
Hmm.
that their technology is better, more stable, better material, more sophistication, more luxury, more
So
comfortability.
you believe that the company is doing better because they hire more white people, and them being white then makes the products better?
Not necessarily like the skin color. It's more like they're hiring more qualified. people other than let's just outsource to, for example, India, and to get a better price, get it done cheaper, right?
Well, I will say this, right? When it comes to businesses, everything should be merit based. Everything should be merit based. I'm a very big believer in if that Asian guy is more intelligent than me, you shouldn't vote me in just because of my skin color. You should vote
I
me in
agree.
only if my intellect was to be higher
Yes,
than him. So my thing is, if that white guy's better than me, then he should definitely get the job over me.
I agree.
I think it would be only fair. Because I don't agree with, and people hate me when I say this shit, but it's just the truth. Do you want the doctor that knows what the fuck he's doing, or do you want the doctor that got in because he got a couple brownie points here and there? That doesn't make any sense to me. You
He's
want
a
the most
diversity
effective
hire,
individual.
I'd rather have the qualified doctor, right? And yeah, I'm not making
Right.
like a skin color argument here. I'm arguing that
And it's
they're more qualified.
an intelligence argument where it's just you want the smarter person, you want the more intelligent person.
Yeah.
And if the culture of a particular group of people is that they are able to do better things at a higher rate with particular subject matter, then I would hire those people because you would want those people, you would want the best person for the job. I don't think anybody could really argue that. I mean, besides, well, we need representation, but representation is not necessarily going to equate to better product. So why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Why are we doing
Yeah,
it?
I think we can definitely agree on that. We should definitely just hire on excellence, just based on excellence, instead of, okay, well,
Hell
if
yeah.
we go to this country, we can get it cheaper, right?
Right. No, I agree with you on
Mm.
that.
Okay, well, I thought we were gonna have more disagreements, to be fair, but it seems like we're pretty level with each other
Well,
on most
the
things.
thing is, like again, I tell people all the time, like I'm black, but I'm logical, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna just listen. I'm not just gonna agree with somebody because of them having a similar skin tone than me. I'm not gonna agree with somebody because maybe they're the opposite. I'm all about logic. If it makes sense, right, I'm gonna agree. Right? I think
Yeah.
everybody should be that way, honestly. Even if it goes against my own interests, if it's logical, then yeah, that makes
Yeah.
perfect sense. Some of the shit I hate seeing and I hate agreeing with. It's like, damn, like we black people, we really need to work on this, and this. And people go, it's not because of we need to do. It's like, no, 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 no. We really do need to work on these things because we are the ones that are creating these numbers and these stats.
Hmm.
If we took more accountability for those things would get better. But people get mad at me when I say that because it doesn't include getting something from somewhere else or getting other people to do things for. It's just all on you, and people don't really like it when it's all on them. You know. So
Yeah, I feel like I agree with that, and I support that you just want what's best for your people. I want what's best for my people as well. I think a lot of white dudes are very feminine. I think a lot of white guys, they can't lead women in their relationship, and that's like one of the
mhm.
biggest issues with my race. I tell them you need to get like, especially like Polish women, since I'm like part Polish, right? Like my mom's side
Nice,
is
nice.
Polish. We need to get our women
Okay.
in shape. This is not like how they're supposed to be acting. They're not supposed to be acting like this. This is just disgusting behavior. And white women in general, they're acting very disgusting. And this is just not how they're supposed to act. And
Well,
we need to step up and,
I think that women in general, all right now, are kind of following the same mantra. To be
yeah, they
honest with you,
are.
I feel it. And because I debate women every single day, white, black, especially older white women, and they all seem to be very into this. I don't know. It's almost like they're just angry all the time, and it's a constant fight to show the world how angry you really are. I hate men because of this. Well, I hate men because of this. Well, I hate white men because well, I hate black men because it's like, bro, like it's like almost like they're trying to figure out who hates the hardest. And that's not helping anything.
Yeah, it's not
It
helping
really
anything. Yeah. And I think I don't, this is probably my most sexist take. I don't think women can have their own opinion. It's just kind of they adopt opinions. It's either like they adopt like their dads or their boyfriends, or they adopt like the TV's opinion. I don't know how you feel about
well,
that.
well, I'll say this. I think women can have their own opinion. I just think that women are conformists. Women are the ultimate conformists. And they will conform to whatever is the most popular ideology in the moment.
Hmm.
Right? So if the ideology is fuck men, well, okay, well we're gonna say hey, we hate men. If the ideology that's being pushed hard right now is we all love cats, well we're all gonna love cats. That's why I hate trends. People be on TikTok and they'll do like trends, and this one guy was like, "Yo, BSG, if you make trend video," I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's very conformist.
Oh
right?
yeah, I see what you mean, and that's what I'm kind of trying to say. You know, it's kind of like instead of trying to form their own opinion, it's just kind of what is like popular. You know, it's kind of
Right,
what I'm trying to
right,
say.
right. They want to be. They want to. The thing is with ladies is they always want to be perceived as safe,
Hmm.
and they are not willing to be kind of stubborn with other ladies because they want to be accepted by the collective. And I understand that, but unfortunately, they will do so at the detriment of their own group or family or boyfriend or husband or it's because the collective is so powerful, especially with the internet. You know, it makes it. It's just right there in your face. So it's unfortunate, and I'll debate any woman on that. I'll debate any woman on that. Whoever
Uh huh.
hears this, because I've debated too many women for that to not be a fact. Like I've heard the same rhetoric said the same way by Asian, Indian, black, and white women for the last 8 years. I've been debating women. It's just the same. It's every time.
Yeah, modern feminism has. I feel like modern feminism has morally evolved. Is more evolved into more like kill all men. You know, that's what it's kind of evolved into.
It's a supremacist movement now. It's
Yeah.
not about equality. It's not about working together. I literally had a woman tell me, "Well, women are goddesses with portals to the universe." And I was like, "What the fuck are you? Like a He-Man action figure? Like I don't understand this. You're like
What
do
the
you have
fuck?
magical fucking powers?" Like I think one girl told me she's like the what's it, the women's intuition. She said women have the intuition ability to be able to perceive whatever comes their way. And I'm like, okay, well, why are there so many single mothers then? And then they get mad at me and they're like, What do you mean? It was because of the men." And I'm like, "Bro, I can't go inside you if you don't agree." And most of the
Yeah.
dudes that are vying for your attention, you ignore. So obviously you're making decisions. Well, you got to stop taking away accountability. It's like, oh my God, the same fucking rhetoric over and over again. And it's just getting worse.
Yeah, it's kind of hypocritical. They're like, you need to take accountability while lacking the accountability. They're
Yes.
lacking the accountability. It's
Yes.
like
Yes.
you let them hit raw, and you let them go, you let them bust inside, and it's not your fault now. You know?
Yeah, it's not her fault at all. It's the man's fault that happened. It's like,
Yeah.
where were you at? You were there, right? Yeah, but yes, what I'm really happy to see though is that men no longer, and I'm so fucking happy this has been happening. I've noticed men no longer allow gaslighting or character attacks to really bother them anymore.
Mhm.
Because when incel first came out, that word, men were like, "I'm not an incel. I'm not an incel. Oh, I'm not red belt. I'm not this. I'm not a weak man. I'm not."
No, I don't
Now,
watch
now
Andrew
I'm
Tate.
no.
I don't watch Andrew Tate, bro. No, 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 no. Like, yeah,
I would never watch that shit. But now I'm noticing men are like, "Fuck you." Like I'm watching this. Yeah, I like him. I like listening to him. Yeah, fuck you. I'm an incel. Okay, I'll be an incel today. Okay, fuck it. I'm a bitch. All right, I'll be a fucking bitch. Fuck it.
yeah,
Because at the end of the day, it's like after so many conversations that a lot of the things that they're saying is bullshit. And it's unfortunate. I really hate that it's kind of become like this. But after a while, a brother gets tired, man. I
hmm,
used to really try my best to meet women halfway with this. But it's like, honestly, even when you meet them halfway, you still want me to be a leader, but you don't want me to have authority. You want me to pay for shit, but I can't expect anything out of you. You want me to see you as an equal, but then I can't expect things equally out of you. You want me to be passive, but then I need to be aggressive. It's just all double standard bullshit. And so this is why I'm just saying, look, if you want me as a man to be a real man, I need to have authority over you. And it's not even me trying to be a sexist asshole. It's just you as a woman want me to operate at a certain level. So I need you to give me the accountability that I would desire, give me the authority that I need to be that man. But unfortunately, girls just want to do whatever the fuck they want to do most of the time. So a man can't actually operate the way he needs to. So that's why everything's so fucked.
yeah. And I would agree. And yeah, I think how long am I going for? About an hour. I think that was an amazing conversation. I think we could, wrap it up right here.
Yeah, yeah.
Before we go though, I would like to answer some questions from the chatters. So for you. So Ozzy says, sorry, I just lost it. Where is it at? How
Nothing.
how old is Black Spidey?
I'm 29.
Okay. What type of woman have you dated in your past?
So I've dated 3 black women.
Uh-huh.
I've dated 3 white women. I've had relations with 2 Indian women and 2 Chinese girls. I've had other things happen, but I don't count those because those were like random things that happen. But I've had my body count's over 15, so a good amount.
Okay, okay. Let's see here. What's up, AK? What's up, Jupacabra? Let's see. Okay, I think that's all the questions from the chatters. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, bro, for coming on and
Yeah, man.
discussing. No, I'm glad we had this talk. It'll be good. It'll be good for to show people we can be civil even though we disagree on some things. And we see
Nah,
eye to
yeah.
eye on a lot of things though. So
My thing is this, bro. My thing is this, and people might hate me for this. I think that if you're a white dude, you should be proud that you're white, just like a black dude should be proud that he's black.
yeah,
I don't
I'd say
think that
so.
you should feel, oh, you're white. Like, what? Like, why would you not be proud of being what you are? Just like I'm proud of being mixed. I
Mhm.
think that people should be allowed to be proud of what they are, as long as you're not fucking. Like I love Gypsy Crusader, for example. People are like, you're black and you like Gypsy Crusader. I'm like, fucking love that guy. They're like, why? Because he's genuinely hateful. At least I know what he is. He's honest about what he is, and he's straightforward. Like, I'd meet that dude. I'd be like, hey man, I know you fucking hate my guts, but hey, at least you're honest about it. In a society where everybody's so fucking, a lovey-dovey, and it's really not the fucking truth. At least he's honest. You
Yeah,
know,
he's
I,
insanely honest. He's himself on camera. Like he holds nothing back. I don't like the low IQ racialism. I think the low IQ racialism is like
yeah,
stupid as fuck. But yeah,
right. It's unnecessary, but I will say that I just bring that up to say that people should be able to be whatever the fuck they want to be. I don't know what's going on in your life. You don't know what's happening in my life. America is all about you do whatever the fuck you want to do. I do whatever the fuck I want to do. As long as I don't kill anybody or mess with any fucking children or do anything insane, we live our lives civilly. Everything should be fucking okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that when a white guy says, I'm proud of being white, that he's hateful. Now, if he's saying the N word and shit like that, I'm like, okay, well, whatever. But even then, I really don't give a shit because I'm able to pay my bills and I'm able to live my life. Now, some people get mad at me when I said it, like, BSG, I'm like, people, they're going to say the word, they're going to be racist no matter what you say. Me being mad that somebody is discriminatory isn't going to stop it. So why get mad? That's how I feel.
yeah, and wasting your time over worrying about people doing that when you could be doing your better. You spending your time doing better things is
Yeah,
like
man.
people are gonna be racist. People are gonna say racial slurs and whatever. People are gonna do their thing, and
As long as
I
I,
just don't
bro,
think
bro,
it's worth like worrying about.
facts. As long as I can travel the world, eat my food, and sleep in my apartment, I really don't give a shit, honestly. That's how I feel. People say that's selfish, but it's like, bro, it's just how it is. I don't really see a point in worrying about all these things. A long time ago, when I was like a Democrat, when I was 18, I would probably care. But now I'm an independent. I really don't give a shit. You learn that it's not that serious. It really isn't.
Yeah, and yeah, I like Gypsy too. I find him insanely funny. It's just the only issue I got with Gypsy. It's just low IQ racialism. Even his fans that are like black or Hispanic, he hates them. I'm like, bro, that's your fan. What the fuck? Like,
Yeah,
yeah, like yeah, that's your
yeah,
fan.
he hates us, but we love him though, because I like Gypsy because he's just honest.
Yeah, he's
He's
brutally
honest.
on it. It's so
He's just
brutally honest.
brutally honest.
Sometimes it makes me cringe a little bit. I'm like, it's yeah, it's like he's that brutally honest.
Oh man, I follow that dude on fucking. I follow him. I follow women's propaganda. A couple people got mad at me for following him. They were like, "Bro, he's a white supremacist," and I was like, "Okay, I want to hear. I want to hear what he has to say." I think living in an echo chamber is the most boring fucking thing on earth. My father, who's ex-military, he said, bro, at the end of the day, if you want to live in a safe space, go to the fucking graveyard and just die in a box. Because that's the quietest, safest place you could ever be in.
Mm,
But if you want to live, you're gonna meet people with different opinions. You're gonna meet people you're gonna fucking despise. But
yeah,
that's the spice of life, man. That's what life is. Meeting people that have different opinions that you disagree with, but you can shake fucking hands and be like, you know what, man? We live in the same country. We're both fucking Americans. You live your life. I'm gonna live my life, man. You know, that's
Yeah.
what I'm. That's why I served in the military. My father served in. You don't fight for the laws you just agree with. You fight for the laws you also disagree with. That's America. Freedom is the allowance of chaos as well as the allowance of good, and that's just what it is, man. You don't like it? It is what it is.
Yeah, we're all gonna have like our own disagreements and own political views and
That's
stuff, you know.
beautiful, though. That's
That's
beautiful.
beautiful, you
I
know.
love that. I
That
love that.
that is a beautiful part
That's what
about
makes life amazing, man.
yeah, that's a beautiful part about life. And you know, I follow the opposite side too. I follow people I disagree with because yeah, like you said, it's bad to put yourself in an echo chamber. And I agree.
Mhm.
I follow like super left wing commentators like Dean Withers and Parker because I like to hear what they have to say. I don't think they make good
Mhm.
points, but I hear what they have to say. You know.
And it's going to make you a stronger debater anyway. It's going to make you have
Yeah.
a better sense of what you believe in. It's going to if somebody comes your way and is like, "Well, what do you fucking believe?" You're going to be able to better attack them because you hear their side so much. Because
Yeah.
you can formulate your own opinions based on what they say. So, it's important to hear the other side, you
Yeah,
know?
it's very important to hear people you disagree with and stuff. So, and then you can also get a better understanding of where they're coming from too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you might be wrong. I've been wrong plenty of fucking times.
Yeah, you know, I've been my ideology has changed so much from when I was in high school, right? You know, I would definitely
Mhm.
not be talking like this when I was like 16 years old. You know, it's changed so much.
Yeah, things do change, man. Definitely. But I
Yeah,
appreciate you having me on though, bro.
yeah, you're welcome, bro. Anytime, we should definitely do this again.
Yeah, man, just let me know. You have a good one, man.
All right, you too. Catch up.